Hello. I've been getting kind of, triggered lately. A lot of, Fallout fans recently. Like, I saw this video recently about, you know, Tenpenny Tower is morally impossible for woke moralists. And it made me so, like, mad. Like, I was, like, kind of triggered. Because, like, the entire time, the guy, like, he kept sitting there talking about how, like, the ghouls don't deserve the tower. And it's like, you know, like, I don't agree with the original guy saying it's morally, impossible, right? But, like, I feel like it's pretty clear what exactly, you're supposed to do there, I mean, it says it in the name, basically, Tenpenny Tower, Trump Tower. The ghouls are clearly black immigrants, and they're not letting them in. And I think as a community, it's sort of indicative of, Fallout fans these days, right? Is you have the old heads who think that just because they played the games, they're, like, allowed to be, Fallout fans, right? When it's like, I'm over here, watching the show, right? And then I'm watching, Oxhorn's, blunt streams where he sits there for, like, an hour, smoking whatever, right? Well, I'm browsing Reddit, right? And, like, it's kind of insane to me just how, like, bad the Fallout community is for gatekeeping. Because, like, I liked the show, I had, Twitter right in front of my face the entire time, and, I was listening to it. I'm like, I like this. Like, this is, this feels like, this is probably a good show, I'm sure, I couldn't really pay attention to it because I have, ADHD, OCD. I'm OCD about my back, that type of thing. But I'm like, this is clearly a good show in series, right? And so I watched, a couple more Oxhorn videos. And, I'm like, this game has really good graphics. Like, this female character is kind of hot. Like, maybe I should play this game. And then I realized, I'm kind of objectifying women by saying that. And then I had to, and, at the end of the day, though, it's like these new, Fallout fans, right, are the lifeblood of the series, right? Like, I've never played any of the games, right? And I've only seen the show, and of course Oxhorn, my favorite YouTuber, Oxhorn, right? I'm not even playing right now, this is just pre-recorded footage. But old Fallout fans, right, will sit there and they'll play 1, and they'll play 2, and they'll play New Vegas, and then they'll skip 4, right? And it's like 4 is literally the best one, Like, 3 is okay, right? Even if it has, like, Trump, basically, with, Tenpenny, And of course, people try and, it lets you fight against the woke immigrants, which sucks, because it's like, why would you ever want to do that, Like, I don't think Hassan Piker would like that. But at the end of the day, it's like, you can also be, like, base, like, you can kill Tenpenny, right? And that's good. You can kill President Eden. It's like, okay, that's also kind of like Trump. And it's like, all right. And it helps me live out my leftist, fantasy, right? But I still just can't bring myself to play it because, like, why would I want to engage with something like this, Like, if it's sitting there, if it even gives me the option to not be a complete white savior, then it's like, what's the point in playing, It's like, if I can't show up, defend homosexual, gay, black, trans immigrants, right? Among other things, of course. That's like, God damn it. That's like, what's the point, Like, why would I play this, And I think that's why I like Tenpenny Towers. You get in there, you kill the, sorry Chud, but you can kill the bigots in this game. you know, and you get in there and you kill all the residents of Tenpenny Tower, and then the immigrants come in and they ruin it all, and it's like, it's beautiful, you know, like, and clearly, like, the game directors, right, they'll probably get canceled by, you know, Nick Fuentes, you know, the alt-right or whatever, if they try to like say what they actually mean, right? Like their whole like woke thing, right? Like these games are woke. They've always been woke, Chud. And you know, I think like they give you the ghoul mask, which is like what, you know, the entire point of the subway systems being so cancer to navigate in is because you should have gotten the ghoul mask. And that's sort of them, you know, punishing you for not, you know, for not making the objectively moral correct choice, right? Then you have fence sitters who try and sit there and be like, oh, well, it's morally impossible. And it's like, you sound kind of bigoty like that, you know. I mean, Germany back in the day, I'm sure, had a couple people who were like, yo, whoa, you know, this guy seems pretty chill, you know, like it's just like sympathizer type stuff to me, you know. And at the end of the day, you can just like save, you know, the wasteland with trans illegal ghoul immigrants, right? And yet, you know, nobody chooses to do that, right? And like that's why I hate the NCR too, right? Is they're like they're so they remind me a lot of Modern America, you know, not really as much for like the Enclave, or not as much as the Enclave does, but like they remind me a lot of that. So I always end up going for Caesar's Legion. You know, I'll admit it, right? Like I think the Enclave is bad, but I think the more centralized, you know, based, you know, pure hard left ideology of the Enclave, you know, mixed with the Legion, right? I think it really meshes together, and you know, it becomes based, right? Because like Trump could never be based, right? That's why I can't go for the Enclave. That's why I can't go for Trump Tower, you know, Tenpenny. I can't go for the NCR. I can't go for House because he, you know, he's basically, dude, it's like BioShock. Mr. House is literally Andrew Ryan from and he's also kind of like Elon Musk in a way. So I could never go for him because he's totally like him, you know? You just don't get it, Chud. Once you've spent 400 years, once you've spent 3,000 years looking at, you know, the data of immigration, you'd know that, you know, this is the future, right? And I think people really do just over, you know, shoot that. You know, pardon my whatever, my pun there. And yeah, I mean, like, and then they sit there and they get mad at you for like, for playing with your like 40 billion sex mods, and like, that's kind of weird. You probably shouldn't be doing that. And I'm like, why? You know, like if I want to sit here with my 14 sex mods and my 15 Vault Girl mods that are all, you know, Rule 34, right? Then I should do that, and I should put it in my, you know, my fucking lore video, right? And then I should get mad at the inconsistencies in the mod when it's not even in the original game, you know? And I think that makes sense, right? As a fandom, that we should collectively, you know, agree with that and that sort of thinking, right? Because this is how we get a new Fallout game, right? A new woke DEI trans Fallout game. And yet people sit there and they completely ignore that. Like they want the series to just die, you know? Or like they want it to not have like woke DEI, higher trans, female, black stuff. And it's like, what the hell, you know? Like I want that. And you are going to give it to me, you know? And I already run like all of Hollywood too. So it's like, why would I not run, excuse me, you know, the video games too? Like, it doesn't check out to me, essentially. You know, like it just seems like a ton of like, you know, loser alt-right 4chan Nazis who, you know, they just don't have like media literacy. I think that's it. Like I have the media literacy to know like this is Trump, this is based. You know, I beat the evil man in the tower, you know, Trump Tower, whatever, right? And then I win, and it's like, what the hell? Like, why would you ever try to disrupt something as moral as that, you know? And I'm the most moral person in the world, right? Because I don't play Fallout, because it gives you the option for, you know, bad moral choices, right? But, you know, when I see people who take such an obviously moral, you know, an easy moral path, right? Like an easy moral righteous victory, and they just sit there like discussing about it for some reason. It's like, chud. It's not that hard. Like, dude, I can't even. I've already explained it. Like, it's so stupid how these chuds and these incels, right? They sit there and they get mad at you for telling them how it is, you know, for just having me. And I think they're jealous, right? Because they're all like loser, like basement dwelling 4chan, you know, dramatica Nazis, right? I think at the end of the day, it's that, right? That you know, pure chuddiness, right? It's definitely that. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here, you know, with my moral victory and my Nuka-Cola, you know, Amazon whatever merch, and I'm here, bro. Like I got my Fallout Funko Pops. I got my, you know, my Nuka-Cola whatever, IBC whatever the hell, you know, and they're just jealous, right? So yeah, new gen Fallout fans are in fact where it's at. You know, Fallout in general is, it's really that simple, Chad. So yeah.